All right, let's do one more of these equations. So we have absolute value of 2x plus 3 minus 5 equals 3. Now, the one that we did a while ago just had an absolute value equal to something, and then we separated out into two separate equations because what's inside here could have been positive or it could have been the opposite. But we have this little added concern in this problem. We really need the absolute value to be all by itself. So before I start doing anything else, I'm going to add 5 to both sides to get the absolute value by itself. So when we add 5 to both sides, we're now going to have the absolute value of 2x plus 3 is equal to 8. Now we can start separating it out. So we would have the 2x plus 3 would be equal to 8. Or also we could look at the situation where what's inside of here could have been negative. So that would have been the opposite of 2x plus 3 would have to equal 8. And now we continue solving. So if we subtracted 3 from both sides, we'd get 2x equals 8 minus 3 would be 5. So then if I divided both sides by 2, we would get x equals 5 halves. So there's one of our answers. Now if I distribute my negative out, we'd have minus 2x minus 3 equals 8. Now we have to finish solving, so we have to add 3 to both sides to get negative 2x equals 8 plus 3 would give you 11. And then dividing both sides by negative 2, we would get x equals negative 11 halves. So our answer here would be negative 11 halves and also 5 halves. Both of those answers would work in this equation. And also if you wanted to go back and double check, you could always plug in your answer into the equation and it should make it a true statement. For instance, if I were to put in the negative 11 halves here, we would have 2, and instead of x, it would be negative 11 halves plus 3, take the absolute value of that, minus 5 should equal 3. So 2 times negative 11 halves, well, our 2's will cancel. So we have negative 11 plus 3 minus 5 equals 3. Now, negative 11 plus 3 would be what? A negative 8 in the absolute value bar, minus 5 equals 3. The absolute value of negative 8 is 8. And when we subtract 5 from that, we do in fact get 3. That is a true statement. So when I plugged in the negative 11 halves, it made sense, or it made the mathematical statement true. The same thing will happen with 5 halves. And this will happen every time. So if you're ever not sure if your answer is correct, always go back and plug it in to double check yourself.